The Wends were a Slavic people in what is now northeastern Germany and Poland. Unlike their neighbours in Saxony, they were not invaded and converted by Charlemagne's Frankish Empire, but in the early 10th century they were invaded by the Holy Roman Empire. However, in 983 the Great Slav Rising freed them from imperial rule, so the region was ruled over by tribal federations like the Lutucians, Pelagians, Pomeranians, Rani and Obertrites. However, in the early 12th century, converted Christian Obertrite prince named Henry had subdued most of his neighbouring tribes. He died in 1127 and the tribes became free once again. Some like the Hervelia Pelagian subtribe remained Christian, but many like the Rani reverted back to their old pagan beliefs. Plus, the Holy Roman Empire, who had fought a number of wars against Poland, often allied with tribes like the Lutucians. Nevertheless, the newly converted Christian Polish kingdom was able to capture Stettin and convert the Pomeranians by the 12th century. But the new Christian ruler of Pomerania, Vortislav, would try to undermine Polish control by setting up his own bishoprics and dioceses. Meanwhile, to the west, a Danish prince, Knut Lavard, successfully secured Danish borders in southern Jutland by fighting the Obertrites. Lothair, the Holy Roman Emperor, gave Knut Lavard the title of the Prince of the Obertrites, but Knut was killed in 1131 by Magnus I of Sweden, the son of King Niles of Denmark. This started a civil war in Scandinavia, and this in turn allowed the Obertrites to reorganize. The land was divided between two princes, Pribislav, who got Wegria, and Niklot, who took the rest. Plus, in 1138 Boleslav III of Poland died, ending Polish authority over Pomerania. But the Holy Roman Empire was also incredibly divided at this time, because the wealth in the Hohenstaufen dynasties vied for power. When Conrad III became emperor in 1137, he installed his ally Albert the Bear as Duke of Saxony. Albert in turn appointed Henry of Badewide as Count of Holstein, and he led a campaign against Pribislav of Wegria in 1139. They were able to work alongside Niklot during these campaigns, and they laid waste to the region and many German settlers arrived there, but they failed to take any strongholds. However, the former ruler of Saxony, Henry the Lion, reconciled with the Holy Roman Emperor and was reinstated as Duke in 1142. Henry the Lion and his new Count of Holstein, Adolf II, continued to work with Niklot and campaign against Wegria, and they built new settlements like Lubeck. This is when the papacy began calling for a second crusade in the Holy Land after Edessa fell to the Muslims in 1144. But the North German nobility, looking to expand their holdings, instead asked Pope Eugenius III to approve a crusade against their pagan neighbours. The Pope agreed, and by the summer of 1147 crusaders from Saxony, Denmark and Poland prepared to attack. However, Prince Niklot decided not to wait for the crusaders to arrive and instead attacked Lubeck. Some crusaders under Henry the Lion responded by besieging Dobin while the Danes harassed the coast, but soon after the Danes landed they were beaten in battle and their fleet was attacked in the harbour. So Canute V and Sven III returned home to Scandinavia and continued to fight in a civil war. Meanwhile, in Dobin, the Wends surrendered to the crusaders, agreeing to accept Christianity. So Henry and his now weary crusaders returned home. Niklot, however, did not force the population to convert, and he made another pact with Adolf II once the crusade was over. But Saxony's former Duke Albert the Bear continued the crusade. He moved east to take Demmin, a Lutucian settlement, and then invaded Christian Pomerania. The population of Stettin displayed crosses on the city walls as he laid siege to the city, but the Christian ruler of Pomerania, Ratibor I, was able to persuade the crusaders to return home without capturing the city. So the crusade only lasted a year and was largely a failure, but it did start the Northern Crusades, which would continue for a couple of centuries. Plus, the destruction of Wendish land weakened the tribes and they were unable to fight off any more attacks. Albert the Bear created the Margrave of Brandenburg and captured the former imperial city of Brandenburg a decade later. And in the 1150s, after numerous Wendish raids, Valdemar I of Denmark forged an alliance with Henry the Lion and attacked. The Danes attacked the Rani along the coast while the Saxons marched inland and killed Niklot in 1160. With Niklot dead, most of the western Wendish land was annexed. However, his son Pribislav rose up against the Saxons in 1163, but he too was defeated and more Wendish land was taken and colonized by German settlers.